15 Things You Didn't Know About George Soros. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get informed. Hello Aluxers, and welcome to another original video presented by Alux.com. He is one of the richest people in the world, an investor, a philanthropist, a business magnate, and author. He is an avid supporter of progressive and liberal causes in America and throughout the world, and a very controversial figure. Today we're talking about George Soros. George was born in Budapest, Hungary on August 12, 1930, into a non-observant Jewish family. After surviving the Nazi occupation of his homeland, he immigrated to London in 1947 and earned a Bachelor of Science and a Master of Science in Philosophy. After college, he eventually got a job as a merchant banker, which started him on his path to incredible success. He moved to New York City in 1956 to continue his financial career. He started the Soros Fund Management Hedge Fund in 1970 and started to increase his wealth with profitable investments based on his knowledge of the markets and arguably questionable business tactics. He is a controversial figure because of the influence he is able to have thanks to his $25 billion net worth and his tendency to meddle in the economies and politics of countries around the world. No matter what you think of him personally or politically, there is no question that he is one of the most successful businessmen of our time. Now that we've gone over a little bit on the background, let's get into the 15 things you didn't know about George Soros. Number 1. He made over $1 billion in just one day. In 1992, the UK experienced an economic crisis when it was forced to withdraw the pound sterling from the European exchange rate mechanism when they were unable to keep the pound above its agreed lower limit. George anticipated this would happen and began stocking up on pound sterling that he was then able to trade for an immense profit. September 16, 1992 is known as Black Wednesday in the UK, with an estimated loss of £3.4 billion to the UK economy. Soros, however, earned a profit of over £1 billion on that day and became known as the man who broke the Bank of England. Number 2. He took on a new identity to survive the Nazi occupation of Hungary. Soros was only 13 years old when Nazis occupied his Hungarian homeland in March of 1944. He survived by pretending to be the Christian godson of Hungary's Minister of Agriculture, who secretly had a Jewish wife in hiding. His family purchased papers to say that they were Christians and hid in plain sight. During this time, George went by the name Sandor Kiss. Number 3. He got married for the third time at the age of 83. Soros was married to his first wife, Anneliese Wittschuk, for 23 years before the couple got divorced in 1983. In the same year as his first divorce, he married Susan Weber, who was 25 years younger than him. They divorced in 2005. He has 3 children from his first marriage and 2 from his second. In 2013, he married Tamika Bolton, when he was 83 years old and she was just 42. The pair remain together today. Number 4. He was sued when his dog bit someone. George was sued when a black Labrador he bought for his son bit Brian McKean at Soros' estate in Westchester County, New York. His son paid a $250 fine for violating a local dog ordinance, and George had to agree to keep the dog named Naomi indoors, penned up or on a leash. That lawsuit was unsuccessful, but George is currently fighting a $10 billion lawsuit for allegedly meddling in the politics of the country of Guinea to prevent a fellow billionaire from securing a lucrative iron ore mining contract. Number 5. He owns a percentage of the English football team Manchester United. In 2012, Soros bought 3.1 million Class A shares of the popular soccer team Manchester United, which is consistently one of the highest-earning football clubs. This gave him a 1.9% ownership stake in the team. In 2007, the team was valued at £2.86 billion, or over $3.5 billion US, making it the most valuable football club in the world. Soros was able to buy his shares when the club made an initial public offering on the New York Stock Exchange, and at the current valuation, his investment is worth over $6.5 million. He also was a part of a group that unsuccessfully attempted to buy the Washington Nationals baseball team back in 2005. Number 6. His real name is Georgi Schwarz. In 1936, George's father decided to change the family's last name as a protective measure in the increasingly anti-Semitic environment in Hungary. His father chose the name Soros because it means designated successor and one who will soar. Number 7. He was awarded the Order of Freedom. In 2015, George became the first American to be awarded Ukraine's prestigious Order of Liberty. The honor is given to those who advance socioeconomic and political reforms while developing democracy. Arizona Senator John McCain was awarded the medal in 2016. Number 8. He became a United States citizen in 1961. After living and working in the United States for 5 years, George became a naturalized American citizen in December of 1961. However, he does maintain dual citizenship of the United States and Hungary. Number 9. He spent over $23 million to try to prevent George Bush from becoming president. Although George is well known for his involvement in politics now, he largely stayed out of the political arena until the 2004 election. George said at the time that his #1 priority in life was making sure George W. Bush did not get a second term in office. He called it a life-or-death situation. He donated a total of $23,581,000 to 527 groups that opposed the Bush presidency. The donations appeared to be in vain, though, as George W. Bush defeated Democratic candidate John Kerry and began his second term in 2005. Number 10. He is the 29th richest person in the world as of 2017. George tied for number 29 on the Forbes list of the richest people in the world in 2017. The number of billionaires jumped 13%, from 1,810 to 2,043, from 2016 to 17, which was a record-breaking increase. Bill Gates remains the richest person in the world for the 4th year in a row, with $86 billion, up from his $75 billion net worth the previous year. It's no surprise that Gates tops the list, but if you want to find out some other interesting facts about this billionaire, check out our video, 15 Things You Didn't Know About Bill Gates, by clicking on the upper right-hand corner. Number 11. He's played a big part in the legalization of marijuana. George has stated that marijuana should be legalized because it's not as addictive as other drugs. Although he says that he does not personally smoke weed, he does seem to be very intent on the drug becoming legal. He donated $400,000 to help fund a successful ballot measure in Massachusetts that decriminalized the possession of small amounts of marijuana. He also donated $2.4 million toward the cause in California, where recreational marijuana use was legalized in 2016. Additionally, he has funded similar efforts in Alaska, Oregon, Colorado, Nevada, Maine, and Washington. Number 12. He bought an estate from Jurassic Park writer Michael Crichton. Bedford is a high-profile neighborhood in Katona, New York, that offers the rich and famous private estates in a quiet countryside setting that is still in close proximity to Manhattan. Soros purchased an estate from Jurassic Park writer Michael Crichton in 1993 for $21.5 million. The purchase included 63 acres of land and a 19-room mansion. Soros already owned the adjacent property, so he was just expanding his domain. Other notable homeowners in the area include Martha Stewart, Ralph Lauren, Donald Trump, and Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Number 13. He is a convicted felon. In 2001, George was convicted of insider trading by a French appeals court. Soros was accused of buying and selling shares of a French bank in 1988, while knowing that the bank was a takeover target. An investigation resulted in no immediate charges, but the case was reopened a few years later and he was convicted in June of 2006. Soros made $3 million in the deal and was fined €2.2 million following the conviction, which was equivalent to his profits at the time. Number 14. George has millions of dollars invested in Netflix. As of 2017, Soros owns $32.8 million worth of shares in Netflix. He owns a total of 317,534 Netflix shares that he bought for around $13 million back in 2016. He also owns over $33 million in Amazon.com shares and about $10 million in shares of Alphabet Inc., which is the parent company of Google. Number 15. He plans to donate nearly all of his wealth to charity after his death. Soros has donated over $11 billion to charitable causes in his lifetime, and he doesn't plan on quitting after his death. He says he has plans on donating the vast majority of his wealth to charity, but that his wife and children will also be generously taken care of. Now that you've learned some interesting facts about George Soros, what do you think of how he uses his money? Let us know in the comments. And here's a bonus fact for you dedicated watchers who are still with us. George was sued by his ex-girlfriend Brazilian soap star Adriana Faria in 2011 for $50 million because she was upset that Soros had given his ex-wife a $2 million apartment he had promised her. But the case was dismissed because of her erratic courtroom behavior. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you for being an Aluxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.